Happy Thursday. Welcome to the 12 Today After Show. I am Vanessa Ramirez along with Mike Gonzalez and Jen Wall. Welcome. So the last time we had Jen on the show, we had some serious business. We were talking about the hurricane.
Yes, and the East Coast hitting the Carolinas. And I know, Mike, you have some strong ties to the area there.
Yeah, went to North Carolina State, so I had a lot of friends that went through it. Fortunately, not a lot of friends on the coast in the Wilmington area, but more inlet where I went to school in Raleigh. But largely, they didn't get hit by it, and in the Greensboro area where we had some reporters.
Yeah.
But gosh, the coast is so devastating because when we were in school, we used to go to the coast and to Carolina Beach, some of the most beautiful beaches in the world. But just to see the devastation and everything that's happening, you just feel for them so much. But it sounds like we have another one coming. La Rosa. Huh?
Yes, Rosa. Jimmy was talking about it earlier in the show, and he said we could even get some effects from it as well.
Yeah, possibly early next week. It could get some rain, maybe a cool down in the valley. We've all been sweltering in the heat while the rest of the nation is cooling off as usual in fall. So yeah, we'll definitely be tracking that.
I know, it doesn't even feel like fall. It's still 100, what? Today I think it's 103?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's not fall weather.
My carmometer.
It feels better in the morning though right now, doesn't it?
Yeah, it is cool when you walk outside. So that's a nice change. You know it's going to happen. It's going to be 104 today. Sunny and dry. Look at that. But look, Sunday, like you said, we're going to have some showers, and look at Monday is going to be 89 degrees.
Yes, that is almost a 15-degree temperature drop.
Wow.
So that is fantastic, or it is a 15-degree temperature drop. That's fantastic to see that. And, it's keeping those 80s in the forecast. I say let's do it. Let's get down to the 70s.
Yes.
I like it. I've been waiting for that time. All right, we want to let you know something that's going on really big right now, the Brett Kavanaugh hearing. Obviously, this is the biggest story in the world right now. His accuser, Dr. Christine Blasey Ford, is going to testify before the Senate Judiciary Committee today. So we'll certainly keep you updated throughout the day here on 12 News. You can watch it right now on our social media platforms. And this is actually a live view of it right now.
All right, so we want you to weigh in if you have comments about what is happening. The story is going to be a big one across the nation. And we have some local ties in Arizona with what's going on right now, too.
Yeah, so you can also watch it on 12news.com if you are not going to shy away from Facebook. For right now, though, hang out with us. We're going to talk about a little bit lighter subjects, I think, and also about education. So we talked about this earlier in the morning show. We have our morning show from 4:30 to 7 a.m. And so you've probably seen this online. A Florida teacher says she was fired for giving zeros to kids who didn't turn in their homework. This is a message she left on her whiteboard. When several of her students didn't turn in a project, she found out about the school's no zero policy. It states the lowest possible grade a student can get is 50%. She refused to follow that, saying she doesn't see how that will help them in the long run. And so a lot of people are talking about this. And we even got some text messages earlier this morning from different school systems around the valley, like Tolleson, saying the same thing and how they don't agree with this.
This seems crazy to me. If you don't turn in work, you should get a zero.
Right.
It seems like, there's that same old narrative that kind of goes on, like every kid gets a trophy, so should every kid get a 50%? I know there's different policies throughout different districts, but this, I would have to say on the surface, it seems ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you on this one. Because when you're going through school, when you're raising a child, you're trying to raise them to become a responsible adult. If we don't show up for work, we don't get half pay.
Yeah.
It's true.
We get zero pay. Now there's sick time and vacation, and okay, so let's get all of that out of the way. But if we decide, I'm not feeling it today, it's cool. They'll still give me half. No, that won't happen. I'd be in big trouble. So
I did hear more to the story though. I went on the Sun Sentinel in Orlando. Apparently, the media reached out to the district, who said, well, there is no policy that you have to give 50%. Apparently that isn't just that particular school's handbook. So there are some discrepancies going on here. So some of the comments that I read from folks was, well, there's different things going on. There's more to the story than just her giving the zeros to the kids. So it'll be interesting to see what happens from here, if the district will actually give a policy of you get zeros. But apparently the grading scale for that particular school district is 0 to 100. So I wonder, somewhere the truth lies in there.
Yeah. But a lot of people here weighing in on Facebook. So Rita says, how are they going to get credit for work that they never turned in? That's exactly right. We have a whole bunch of other people. It says, Roger said, I got zeros all the time. No teachers were fired. So Michelle says, absolutely not. Don't turn in the work. That's a 0. So a lot of people are agreeing that if you're not doing the work, like you said, Jen, then they shouldn't get credit for it.
I don't know if you guys have heard this, but I have heard some districts over the years that will only give students a D as the lowest grade.
That's interesting.
And that seems sort of be in the same narrative where we're just going to give you 50%. Because it seems like you could rebound from 50% easier than you could from a 0 if you're a person that is willing to kind of pick themselves up and do the work. See, I would be for that, you know, depending on if a student was like, all right, I messed up, I'm gonna give myself a 100% chance to go from here, because even if you get 100 and you've got a 0, you're at 50%, but if you get 100 after that, you're at 75%. So I'm all for that if a person's willing to pick themselves up.
Yeah, try again.
And I think a lot of teachers have different policies for extenuating circumstances. If they can see a kid is trying, you know, no teacher wants to see a student fail. But if you have, and we don't know, you know, what's going on here, but if we have students who just don't want to do the work, you know, they need to learn the lesson, because that is real world.
That's a real world lesson.
Mark here said she wasn't fired for giving 0. She was fired for violating school policy, which was stated in the teacher's handbook.
Okay.
So I can see that, but you know, maybe I would say, well, this might open up a discussion that maybe they need to review the handbook and the policies that are going on, rather than just rushing to fire this teacher. Let's look into it. Let's see if there's something deeper than what we're seeing on the surface.
Especially when the district says that the school policy doesn't necessarily align with the district policy. So somewhere in there, they need to come up with one policy as to what that will be. But my notion is that there's something else between the principal and perhaps that teacher.
Maybe there's some other issues that we don't know about. All right, keep weighing in on this on Facebook Live. But for right now, in case you missed it, the Today Show, we have this. I'm going to go ahead and show you it. So
what should I taste first here? Because I'm drooling if you can't see.
So I like the caramelization on these Philly crack wings. Take one of those.
Okay, so we did garlic yesterday. Today we're doing spice. Let's see how it goes.
We should be saving this for when it's closer to when you're supposed to have your baby.
You know, and
yeah, I'm gonna come back here in like 4 months. They said when I get closer to having the baby, I got to eat the spice. What is that?
Yeah, oh, definitely, it's gonna help out.
You send women into labor after eating here?
Oh, definitely, and they have a full head of hair.
Okay, it has been confirmed. Come to Trap House Barbecue if you need to get a child out of you.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, so we have our 12 Today Show every morning from 4:30 to 7. And Jen, we sent you live out there promoting the Chili Festival that's going on this weekend. So are you okay? How's the baby feeling?
Oh, baby's fine. We're only halfway, and I don't feel any signs of labor just yet. We were just having some fun with Phil. I did some Googling this morning because, well, and I know Google can like take you into this dark hole of places you don't want to go. I went to reliable websites. And I've talked to my doctor. I know there's a lot of different things that they try to do naturally to try to get you into labor. And most doctors say, you know, spice isn't really going to do anything. No, it's just kind of like an old wives' tale. There's not really a connection between your stomach and your uterus. But you know what? There might be personal accounts. You know, labor is an interesting thing. Babies, that whole situation. So you never know. I'm sure there are tons of women out there who say, nope, I ate, you know, Mexican food the night before, the next day, baby was out in 2 hours. It was great. So.
Have you had a certain craving this time around? Because I know with my 3 kids, it was always something different, whether it was ice cream, candy, Snickers bars, or I was telling you that my wife, we used to always go to this wing joint, but finally she got to like 7 months. And
she's like, I don't want it anymore.
God,
no more wings. Yes, no, that's so true. So I have been loving Asian food right now.
Really?
Like curry or just Chinese food. So good. I've actually been craving wings for the last month.
And so you got them this morning.
Yes, and they are so good, but I haven't wanted to go because usually I balloon up like a puffer fish after I eat wings. But I mean, they were right in front of me, so I couldn't say no.
No,
so,
you can't say no to that.
Tell us more about the Chili Festival this Saturday.
Yeah, so it's happening this Saturday, Roosevelt Row in Phoenix. If you don't have anything going on, I highly recommend it. And which I thought was interesting is, you know, you think Chili Festival, you You think spice. Yes, they have a lot of spice, but they also have mild options.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff for the kids. They have drinks, desserts, and meals as well. And oh my gosh, that barbecue. If
it looks so good.
If that's just a taste of what, yeah, I highly recommend it.
I love Chili's.
That is good. All right, guys, so we're going to have some fresh squeezed juice for you. This is where we give you a little something extra. Jen, go ahead and take it away.
We are continuing with the trending topic of food this morning because why not? There's a new list out of the worst dining habits of all time. Can you guess what it is?
I
don't want to know. Town and Country listed the worst offender is double dipping.
Oh.
That's followed by chewing with your mouth open, touching all of the food. Sounds like my 3-year-old here. Talking on your cell phone, being rude to the server, and blowing your nose at the table.
I think that's probably the nastiest.
That one grosses me out because you can, like, if someone blows their nose while you're eating, you can like feel it in your throat.
Yeah.
And not only that, you blow your nose, and then if you touch the menu or the table,
yes,
I'm like, ooh, that grosses me out. So every time after I order food and I use the menu, I go wash my hands.
Oh, do you?
Because I feel like there's so many germs on the menu.
I feel like you can't, when you go into a restaurant, you can get creeped out. Especially, have you guys ever gone in and you see like all the nasty that's on the table, and then the server will come up with this nasty like dish rag and then wipe it off, and you're like, they just created a germ pool right there, and you're like, oh, that does not look very appetizing.
So my mom will get the hand sanitizer and like put some on the table, and then she'll wipe it with a napkin, at least to try to clear some of those germs off that they're spreading all over, you know? But what about double dipping? I see a lot of people doing that. You know?
I won't do it if I'm out at a party. For sure.
Yes.
I won't even really, I mean, I try and like scoop onto my plate, but if I'm at home.
I feel like with your significant other, you know, you could bam. And what I try to do is if I double dip, I'll like do the other side, or have you guys?
Yes, I do that. So I'll bite one side and then I'll turn around and do the other side.
Bam, and
But do you ever feel like you have to make a disclaimer, like, I'm not double dipping?
Yes.
I flipped it around.
Yes.
Would that be double flipping?
Yeah.
I guess so.
Oh my gosh.
But that is a better way. Definitely not. The other thing, when I used to do this a lot, which I've stopped, I would like stick my finger in there and then, had to put a stop to that. But
like if you're with just your immediate family, that's probably okay, but not if you're at a party.
I started doing it like with other couples would be out in my own, stop that. You know,
yeah, she's all slapping your hand.
So I finally don't do that in public anymore, but it was a habit, I must admit. I've come a long way.
We still have a lot of comments in regards to the teacher being fired for giving zeros for assignments for her students. So it's like Karen says, not fired, and that's what you get, a 0 for not turning in your work. We have a whole bunch of people. So Isaiah says, no, if the student isn't going to do the work, the teacher shouldn't be punished for it. And like you said, maybe there's something else going on with the principal there.
I kind of, you know, my intuition, being in the media for 20 years, a lot of times the surface level story isn't always everything, and parents will confide in you that, hey, there's something else going on. In this situation, obviously we don't know, but I did read the Orlando Sentinel, which said that the district has a policy of 0 to 100 score, but for whatever reason in this particular school that this teacher was at has a 50% minimum grade. So somewhere in there lies the truth, but I agree with her that if you don't turn in the work, you should be given a 0. But what really needs to be clarified is what is the policy as a district.
Right.
Because I can see her being upset and not aligning with the district's policy, saying, you know what, fools, I ain't giving 50%.
Well,
you know, these kids are getting a 0, and they're going to learn a lesson, which I think most parents would agree with.
Right, I mean, a lot of people agree with her on here.
Yeah, that they should be given a 0 if they don't do the work, and then work your way up from that. I think we're sort of in this trophy society now, where
that is true.
Everybody gets a trophy.
But that's not how it is in the real world.
No, it's not.
You know?
You don't come to work like you guys said.
No.
They're not going to be real happy with us, and we're not going to get paid for that day.
That's like thinking these kids are going to, or you know, when they become adults and they go on an interview, that they're automatically going to get the job instead of fighting for it. Like we all have to be, you know, if you're the best man up for that position, then you'll get it. But if they're going to be like, why didn't I get hired for this job? Like they're going to be so shocked once they hit the real world.
Yeah, I think so. But gosh, you've got to turn in your work.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's agreeing with this. I mean, Shirley says, stick to reality, no work, no grade. I mean, I haven't seen anybody that's been the opposite side. It says, Carrie said, we got 0s if we didn't do the work or turn it in. Why is it different now? So I feel like everybody's on the same page with that.
Yeah, I haven't really seen anybody go against this. And I think it'll be interesting to see if the teacher ends up speaking out in this case, if she's allowed to, or, you know, what the district is doing for that. Maybe transferring to a different school. Who knows?
All right, guys. So now it's time for our extra shot. Here's what we have coming up tomorrow on 12 Today.
All right, we're wrapping up our trip everywhere from A to Z in North Phoenix. North Phoenix, really a hidden gem, folks. Bring your appetite. We're checking out some must-eats from Southern food to gigantic pizzas. That looks good. A great cup of joe and a whole lot more. Look at that thing. Oh man, it's right about our lunchtime because we've been up since what?
I want that pizza. Everywhere we visited from A to Z has amazing food spots.
Yes, that pizza looks incredible.
And then also, Jen.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
She was encapsulated
you're amazed by the pizza.
Really into the food. I'm also so excited to take you on a tour of Sun Devil Stadium tomorrow. We've been trying to set this up for the last few weeks. I know they've been really busy kicking off the season. So we get to go inside. There's a bunch of new stuff. They've been working for a few years now to really just upgrade everything. So we're going to get a look. We're going to show you ahead of the big game on Saturday.
That's your old stomping grounds.
That's right. Yeah, my husband and I, we love to go to the games. Now with the little ones, when it's a million degrees outside, we try to wait till the end of the season. So.
Well, they've got Oregon State. So, they got off to a good start. They won their first two games. They've had
Michigan
a tough.
State was
that was a great win, but they've lost their last couple. But Oregon State, who I think is 1-3 right now, who just lost to Arizona. So that, crossing our fingers that they should get a win.
Yeah. We're pretty good.
I'm excited to take a tour. I mean, I went to GCU, so we didn't have a football team. So
your basketball team's great.
Yeah, basketball, soccer, baseball are pretty good in that sense, but I'm excited to see what they have new. So when I go check it out this season.
Awesome.
All right, guys, thank you for joining us for Facebook Live, the after show. We'll be doing it again all tomorrow, and of course, we'll be live on 12 Today starting at 4:30 to 7 a.m. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Hey, thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you. It was fun.